Hello for the third week in Lent, using the first reading, Genesis 12, 1-4, and the Gospel, Matthew 17, 1-9. And the title of this little homily is Water and Women. Water and Women. This first water. We all know that there's a big drought in California. It's impacting the nation, especially with produce. And we have been through now the impurity of the waters in West Virginia from the pollution. And we all know what it means to be downright thirsty for a glass of cool, clear water, or even a bottle of beer, or the like. Water is so important to life, not only here on our earth, but we're seeking, is there water in the cosmos and Mars and so forth. Water is human life. Not some stinking type of stagnant, contaminated water, but fresh water, cool, clear water. That was the thrust of the Jewish people in the desert. I mean, the Jordan River did run through the desert. It was flowing water. It was living water. And Jesus comes and he simply says, I am the gift of life. I am living water. I am eternal life water. And so the whole sign of water is built into the message of Jesus Christ himself. That he has come to give us eternal life, everlasting water. That one little quote or sentence in the Gospel, the water I shall give will become in him, her, a spring of water welling up to eternal life. Indeed, water is vital for this planet. The waters of eternal life are vital to live with God forever. Water. Water and women. Now Jesus, in the Gospel, he reaches out to this foreigner, this foreign woman, this Samaritan. This person was married 6 times. She's in her 6th love relationship, marriage. And he befriends her, and she befriends him. In a real sense, she becomes one of the first evangelists. She goes out and tells her friends in the city, come on over here. I think I might have found the Messiah. Isn't it sort of interesting? St. Paul says, faith comes from hearing. Well, she heard, she befriended, accepted, and went and told others about this Jesus who just might be the Messiah. Well, here's my amazement with this whole thing of the woman at the well. The backdrop, Jesus loved women. Pure and simple. His mother, Martha and Mary Magdalene, even loved Peter's mother-in-law, and a host of other women's in the New Testament. Jesus loved women. But the insight that I get, and I hope that you might entertain, and that is, he knew this woman was in her 6th marriage. He says so in the reading. He knew what he said in Matthew 19 when he says one man, one woman for life, the way it was back in the book of Genesis. He knew that. And yet, he loved her. He befriended her. And he reached out to a foreigner. She felt accepted. She felt loved. And she felt that he was someone special. Perhaps the Messiah. Well, the insight that I keep coming back to all the time is, why doesn't the church, why doesn't the church continue to do the same as Jesus did at the well? Why don't Catholics and Christians so often, why don't they just act like Jesus at the well? He preaches idealism, he preaches depth or insight, and he invites everybody to accept it. And he accepts them even if they don't accept it, or don't know about it, or don't live it. That, to me, is where we in the church could go or should go. Breath of fresh air, I think, the Holy Father, Francis, is saying, who am I to judge? Well, who is he to teach the message of Jesus? Yes. Who am I to judge? You and I are called to understand, comprehend, and try to live this message of Jesus. And we don't, but he still loves us. He still holds out and up that ideal for us to try to bring about. And in our weakness, he gives us mercy. Why do not we in the church, or why do I not as an individual, love people the way Jesus loved people at the well? Or the woman at the well? Or the people in the village? Or people like you and me? To me, that's powerful. We can still believe the message, we can preach the message, but we're called to live the message and accept, forgive, and just not judge our neighbor. It's so easy to ostracize and criticize and judgment making on other people. It's much easier than criticizing, judging ourselves. Isn't Jesus unbelievable? Doesn't he have great teaching tools? Women, water. Have a good day.